Good evening, everyone. For my position paper, it's entitled Promoting Support and Career Development for Counselors. Guidance and counseling play a vital part in every aspect of society, such as in building relationship, business or career, education, adjustment, and stressful or crisis situation. In education, counselors are an integral part of an institution in assisting students in managing their life activities and or challenges, making informed decisions, and help them realize their full potential by realizing their strengths and weaknesses, and in the end, help them achieve a fulfilling life. It is now more than ever that the Philippines need mental health practitioners such as licensed counselors. With the rising number of concerns, the outbreak of COVID-19, and the sudden changes on how we live affect individuals. Previous pandemic researches have shown how it can affect the mental health status of the general public. This includes stress, traumatic stress, anxiety, feelings of hopelessness, to name a few. However, it is not only mental health concerns that the counselors need to focus on, but also the adjustment of students, providing, designing, and implementing necessary guidance program, and addressing the career concerns of clients. All these concerns call for the assistance of a licensed guidance counselor. However, it is evident that in our country, there is a lack of RGCs, with a total of 3,220 as of July 2017. Moreover, according to Undersecretary Jesus Mateo, a total of 5,398 vacancy is available for the profession, but due to low salary, only 20% have been filled. Sadly, majority of those are filled up by non-RGCs. This shortage has been associated with the high educational attainment set for the licensure examination by the law. Despite the appeal of counselors to create an existing commensurate plantilla position for counselors and to improve the salary grade of RGCs, it was only last December 2020 that there was an observable action taken through the approval of Substitute Bill, Basic Education, Mental Health, and Well-being Promotion Act. Nonetheless, in the study conducted by Dr. Mateo and Dr. Reyes in 2015, it was noted that Filipino counselors are vulnerable in experiencing stagnation under professional development. Some guidance counselors, according to Magsambul and Chi in 2020, even left the profession due to this reason. Now, the question is it really the stringent qualification or is it because of the limited career progression? Although counselors or guidance and counseling office is just a part of an institution to ensure the well-being and excellent educational life of a student, they play an essential part in providing academic, career, and social-emotional support to students. ASCA recommends that there should be one counselor per 250 students, but this varies per state, giving US an average of one counselor per 455 students, according to Bray in 2019. This is close to what the Department of Education ratio recommendation that in every 500 students there should be one counselor. However, with the lack of registered guidance counselors, schools are forced to assign non-RGCs to the post, mostly teachers called as guidance advocate or guidance teacher. This is not new, given that some countries like Romania also task teachers in providing some counseling activities in which take place in school in different levels. So these three levels are the following. So first is permanent advice and support, which is characterized by giving support, aid, counseling, and establish a relation to the student. At this level, teachers admit that their training is not sufficient. Next is scholar counseling, which is held by teachers who are trained for the counseling and orientation activities. So this aims to assist students in addressing personal challenges and difficulties that students experience in school and outside school. Lastly, we have scholar counseling that deals with ensuring psychological assistance. This is given by professionals such as psychologists and school counselors due to the complexity of students' concern. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, DepEd provides training for teachers assigned to do some counseling works. It is also important to note that not only the Philippines experience a shortage of counselors. In USA, only 3 states have an appropriate ratio of counselor per students due to the insufficient funds given to them, which hinders institutions to get counselors as well as for counselors to provide sufficient assistance to students. Thus, some governor invests budget for the profession, while some school leaders find and collaborate with agencies and organizations to support counselors. Although hiring non-RGCs and training teachers seem to alleviate the concern of the shortage of RGCs, it is important um, to note that they only allowed professionals to do counseling and provide the services are psychologists and counselors mandated by the law, and that counselors are qualified and trained professionals who give assistance to clients. Moreover, it is important to know that vulnerable people exposed to counseling or therapy given by insufficiently trained with little or no experience at all may put clients at risk, re-traumatize them, and or can induce more concerns. So in order to avoid this, regulatory boards, training supervisors, and accreditation body were established. Although the profession started where teachers are the ones who were trained to help students make career decisions, look upon the behavior of students and serve as advisor, gone are those days. It is essential to note that the profession now requires graduate education and proper training in order to be eligible in getting a license. Despite the lack of RGC and some people's view that RA 9258 is impossible to implement, I still believe that it is not necessary to lower its requirements because, like other professions, counseling needs specific knowledge, skills, abilities, and competencies necessary to cater the necessities of clients. So, therefore, supervision is also should also be given a high regard. And also, did you know that in the Philippines, counselors started to practice the profession first before training in comparison with other counselor development model where it begins in acquiring academic and professional competency through graduate school and getting a license. This, I believe, is a little bit problematic since, like doctors, we are also assisting individuals. Thus, proper training is required, especially with the rampant number of mental health concerns right now. It is also important to know that one simple and ethical mistake can cost a life. With this, although the lack of licensed guidance counselors poses a threat in delivering guidance and counseling services to individuals, especially to students, the real issue here is the lack of support and career progression in the counseling profession, which demotivates people to pursue the career. Given this situation, the following action may be taken to promote career growth in the counseling profession and address the lack of RGCs. First is to support aspiring counselors through scholarship grants and or educational assistance from government or other agency. Second is for counselors and counseling organizations to continuously advocate the profession by giving training for professionals and raising awareness to the public regarding the functions and role of counselors. Third is to encourage schools to partner with counseling or mental health provider institution or have a licensed RGC as a consultant. Than letting our non-RGCs to handle student concern. Fourth is to strengthen the curriculum given to aspiring counselors by emphasizing the importance of practicum and field training. Next is empowering counselor educators and site supervisor by providing proper support and training in order to guide counselor students efficiently. And lastly, in order to do this, government agencies must provide appropriate career progression plan for counseling profession. So this may involve continuously increasing the salary grade depending on the qualifications of the counselor. So just like the other professions like teachers.